everybody. Jody Spiegelhoff here from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I am really excited to be a part of this Scrap Your Heart Out YouTube hop. This was put together by Clique, of course. So I'm going to just kind of get started here and jump right in and mention some things along the way. First of all, you saw me hold up the colorings, sprays from Shimmers, are some of my favorites. These little bits I'll probably be using in my layout, and you can find them in my shop. These are some printable papers from Claudia Van Art Designs. Those words are cut out from a Bella Boulevard paper, and then these words are all from Crafty Jen Scow, and I'll link to all those below. Here are some Hot Right Now sequins. These coordinate with Claudia Van Art Designs Hot Right Now paper, which was just released. This line is fabulous. I love it, love it. Okay, so moving on here. These are just some of the papers that I'm thinking about using. This is from Claudia Van Art Designs from Hot Right Now. It's a picture of our girls. We're riding to school one morning right down the path. And this die cut is from Crafty Jen Scow, her digital shop. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just mixing up, shaking and kind of rolling between my hands the colorings, sprays from Shimmers. That's the best way to kind of mix them up, is to kind of roll them between your hands. And now I'm just creating a line of color, a line of splatter down the middle of my page. That's going to kind of serve for the base for my page, where I'm going to have things grounded from. And I do zap that with my heat gun just to get it a little bit drier. And kind of in the middle of that, I also tap the paper on both sides, and that makes the ink kind of spread out a little bit too and kind of gives it a more fun look. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this down because I know that, you know, right where I want it right away. And I'm just using some Eileen's Tacky Glue. I'll either use this or I'll use my glossy accents to tack stuff like this down. It works perfect. And now what you're just going to see me do is layer up some of the papers. I'm going to kind of mix in some of Claudia Van Art's other paper from her Amy collection. That came out, I believe, earlier this year, or maybe it was in the fall. But that's in her Etsy shop as well. Let's see here. What else am I doing? So you're just going to see me add some layers. I love that marbled paper that she's got. It's got pink and yellow and blue, and I just absolutely love the marbling of it. It really goes well with my picture too. And so that piece of purple that I'm putting behind my picture matte stack there is actually a piece of craft fun foam. My daughters and I love to watch Jennifer McGuire videos, and Jennifer McGuire has been using the fun foam in her card making to make her shaker cards. So because I love adding dimension and lifting things off my pages, I thought this would be a very fun and much less expensive way to add some dimension to my scrapbooking. So I bought a big stack of that from Amazon. I'll add that link below as well, just to kind of show you what I got, and you know, it's a great way to use it. I usually use just a glue to tack it down, otherwise double-sided tape. Tape runners don't work well with it. The tape runner seems to kind of get hung up on the foam, I think. So I would just stay away from a tape runner unless you try a certain tape runner and one works for you, but the ones I have, it doesn't really work that great. All right, so just kind of going on here, I'm adding some of these printable words. The words seriously and sweet are from Crafty Jen Scow, and I'll make sure she's linked below. And the other small ones that are in color, I think I have fearless, and there was another one too I'm going to add in there. Those are actually from a Bella Boulevard. That was actually from one of the Clique kits too. That came in their Color Me Happy kit. But it was mostly a black and white kit with little punches of color. So that was a special kit they had last year. But I just cut apart the words from that, and I really love how that looks. And all I'm doing here is, in Claudia Van Art's Hot Right Now paper line, there's a printable paper that is text. So it's just lines of text. They say there's different words, sayings. Some of it is more summer orientated, specifically like words like poolside and things like that. But there's other words and little phrases that you can certainly cut out and use for a ton of different stuff. So that's kind of what I'm doing here is I'm playing with some of that and cutting out some short little specific phrases that I want to use. Okay, so while I was talking, you guys also saw me cut out this. This is a journaling card, The Best Day, but I just cut the words out just to make that my standalone title instead of just using it as a, you know, as a like a Project Life type card. So now I'm just going to be kind of playing around with where I want to put things. The black and white kind of zebra stripe paper that I added behind the marble paper there, that is from, I think that's from Claudia Van Aar's Amy collection. So I wanted to bring in a little bit of black and white with these colors and just kind of add that contrast and that pop of color. So I added that paper back there, and I'm going to be adding in some more black also to make that pop. All right, I just have to add a little bit of blue up to that top corner. And here I'm just going to start fidgeting with where I want my felt clouds and kind of where I want to place everything. So this picture, so we live right on the edge of a school property where the girls go to school, and especially when the weather's nice, we usually walk them to school, and they've been wanting to ride their bikes, so we finally let them ride their bikes to school. And then Abby, of course, wanted to trail behind on her little scooter bike. So this was the morning that the girls rode to school on their bikes, and I went for a little jog behind them, which was fun. It was good to get out and get some fresh air and get some exercise when the weather finally got nice. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see it, but that colorings, when I was adding the ink, the end of the spray nozzle thing that goes in the tube is curved. And that's curved for a couple of different reasons. One of which, it makes it actually a lot easier to direct where you're kind of putting your splatter onto your paper. And then it also helps you to be able to get all the ink out of there, because it'll actually, the end of that spray nozzle thing actually sits more of in the corner of the bottom of the spray bottle. So I really love that design. It really works a heck of a lot better than just the straight spray nozzle tubes that go down there. And there's another look at that text paper I was talking about. It's got like a watercolor marbly background too, and some of the words are a little bit washed out, so there's some variation in it. But it's really, really cool. I really love how Claudia designed everything. And so I just wanted to add another pop of blue on top of that because it seemed off balance with all that blue below in the die cut. I needed to put a pop of blue above that. And now here I'm just going to add some baker's twine and just kind of haphazardly kind of just lay it on there. And all I'm doing to keep this in place is just adding some tacky glue. And then I'm tucking it like behind the corner of that piece of paper so I can kind of hide the glue there. And that's just a good way to adhere like twine and string and stuff like that. It seems to work really well. And plus the Eileen's tacky glue dries clear and matte, so you really don't see it. Okay, this is a new favorite thing. So one of my design team girls from my shop, Sarah, she has been using sequins upside down. So not so they're cupped up, but so they're upside down, and using them more like enamel dots. Now, for those of us who are enamel dot hoarders, freaks, whatever, using the sequins upside down like that is super, super easy and way more cost effective than a $5 pack of enamel dots. So just a tip there for you. Try gluing them upside down and see how you like that, as opposed to, or in addition to, using your enamel dots. So just a fun tip there that Sarah had shared not too long ago, and I was like, oh my God, Sarah, you're a genius. I love it. So I tried that and I really, really love it. You do have to put like, you know, like a mound of glue there basically, but I mean, it's underneath the sequin, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I just added some more blue because I love that bright blue color. And I'm just, yeah, I didn't like that star there. That just wasn't sitting pretty for me. So I'm going to add it there instead. And then I am pulling up some of the die cut stuff here. I didn't have it all the way glued down because I knew I wanted to pop up little bits and pieces of it just to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm just using some scrapbook adhesives by 3M, just those little foam pieces or foam square dots that they have. And here, this is one of the words that's from that Bella Boulevard paper from that Clique Kits kit that I got last year. So, all right, well, here is the finished layout. Thank you so much for joining us for this awesome YouTube Hop weekend for National Scrapbook Day. Here are some close-ups of my layout, and then the layout in full will be at the end. A big, huge thank you to all of the sponsors who are providing prizes for this big YouTube Hop event, and a big thank you to Clique Kits, especially Erica, for putting this all together and being so awesome. Hope you guys have a great hop, and I look forward to seeing all the other projects. Thanks, guys.